Hi, welcome to Subcreation. I'm Nathan. I'm an artist and a designer, and this channel is about creative process. Today I'm going to be working on my Fauna Focus project. Fauna Focus is a team that draws the same animal each month, and Tuesday is the deadline to complete the drawing of the pine marten. I'm going to be continuing the series of charcoal drawings on black paper. Here, I'll show you a couple of those. So I did, let's see, this tiger. Actually, no, I can pull this up here. So I did this tiger. This is actually upside down because it's a bat, and it should be like that. Okay, the bat. That's what I did last time, and then the first one I did, which, let's see, is this panther. So those are the previous drawings, and so tonight I'm going to be drawing. If we switch over here, you can see I've collected some images of pine martens, and I need to start out by picking one of these. Let's see. Oh, hey. Welcome, Lucy. Thanks for joining. It's good to have Lucy here. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining. Yeah, so I'm working on drawing this pine marten. I'm going to start out by doing a series of pencil sketches, just some rough warm-up sketches. And then I'll choose the image that I want to do the large image based on. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up some paper and just get started on that. And I'm also going to turn on some music. Let's see if anyone has any ideas of which pine marten they'd like to see me sketch. Otherwise, I'm just going to pick some and start drawing. I kind of want some contrast with the other images that I previously have drawn. So I'm thinking something at more of an angle. Something with doesn't look too much like the last one. Some of these images look an awful lot like an upside right version of the bat that I did. Oh, so I'm going to switch here to this camera so you can see. Let's see, this actually needs to be either zoomed up and probably scaled just a little bit. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just work on that. So I'm going to be trying to do is partly this is just a warm-up exercise, but it is also an exercise in sort of seeing through the subject a bit, not just trying to copy a 2D rendering, but trying to see through it a little bit to draw three-dimensionally the form that is there. So I'm doing a little bit of structure finding to kind of help with that. See that there's kind of a eye bone right there, sort of a skull bone right there. Placing the nose. This one's licking its nose. A little bit of a tooth there. Oops, that was a little. I forgot to hit. Forgot to hit return after my greeting. So there are two other things I usually am trying to do. One thing's just warming up. The other is trying to get. I said two things, so it's actually three things since I added warming up. Warming up, trying to find the structure of the creature, so sort of understanding a bit of the 3D model to it, right? So like the other eye's right there, that eye's probably there, so the middle's kind of coming right through there. And then the third thing is identifying those key sort of signature features that make it identifiable as what it is and sort of tells the story that I see in the image. So for the pine marten, I feel like it's this neck thing is really the most distinguishing feature. Otherwise, you'd think it's a weasel. But it's that, I think, that really makes it stand out. Perhaps the proportion of its ears, that looks kind of unique in this image. I don't remember if that was the case in all of the other images. But yeah. And then, in addition to identifying the things that tell you that it is a pine marten, there's also the work of sort of like the emotional center of the image. Like, what am I feeling when I see it? Because that's the difference between just sort of illustrating basically the craft of producing sort of a recognizable image of a pine marten and the activity that makes up art. Art is when you convey a feeling, an emotion that you've experienced to your audience through your portrayal of your subject. At least that's the definition that I got from Tolstoy in his book, What is Art? Let's see, that's going to kind of come down like that. Okay. That's enough form building. I'm going to go in and start to get some of the main details. So I see that actually goes a little bit more like that. So I make some corrections as I go over it because my goal isn't to just draw this twice. I don't want to put my line exactly where I put it. I want to put it in a better place than I did in the first place, if that's possible. But yeah, so for the emotion, in order to make sure that I'm achieving the goal of telling a story that captures the feeling I get from this image, I don't know, this is kind of a rough one. I'm not sure. This image doesn't have like a strong emotion to me. Maybe he's hungry because he's licking his lip. I'm not sure. There's something in that eye, the way that he's sort of looking up. There's something in that eye, something sort of reverent, it seems, just in the way that he happens to be looking up. But I don't think that's actually there. It's something that I'm kind of projecting onto the creature. But that's typically the case with animals, is that you're kind of it's difficult to say, anthropomorphizing them and imagining emotions that So this is a pine marten, Lucy. It is the subject in the Fauna Focus team, which is a group of artists on Twitch that draw the same animal each month, and then there's a review of them and sort of a bit of a evaluation. I'm not sure if it's a competition because I did it last month with the Tasmanian devil, but I forgot to. I actually did the Tasmanian devil on time, but I didn't get it submitted. I missed the date. I just lost track of it. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. It's organized by Noelle and Brooks, I think is her name. She's actually been named to Kit Slam's feed recently. I think she rated him the other night. It's like a group art study. Yeah. It is. It's a lot of fun. I think there's some aspect to it about the animals that are being selected are I think a lot of them at least are I think they're supposed to be endangered, or it's partly about bringing awareness to the plight of some of these animals. Remember that was the case with the Tasmanian devil. All right, I'm kind of drawing this out. I don't think I need to do quite this much of the texture on this one, but there's a little bit of a, I'm not sure what that is. There's like a little bit of a flap behind its ear. Yeah, in a sense, it's a little bit like what I was trying to do with the co-streaming with KidSlam last week, where we were drawing the same subject, but the difference is instead of doing the exact same subject, you can pick whatever image you want, and it's just the same topic. And also, it's where what I was trying to do last week was supposed to be real time, so we could use multi-stream, kind of experiment with creating a sort of a live study. This is where you can do it anytime in the course of the month, so it's totally open. All right, so yeah, it's like dark there and then lighter through here, kind of sandy in here. All right, I think that's probably good for this sketch. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Let's see, we'll head back here. These two are actually drawings, but I included them just to see as examples of what other artists are doing when they're working. I think this is, yeah, this looks like it was done in a similar way. This looks like it was digitally created to me, though. This one was actually, I'm not sure whether this looks like a drawing to me, but now I'm looking at that part and that part. I don't know, I'm not totally sure. It looks a little bit like a drawing to me, though. This is interesting, another sort of profile image here. Kind of like this. Give that one a shot. gives me a little bit more of a chance to see the overall sort of the structure that I was talking about, the two-dimensional structure I'm trying to see. Create construction lines and sort of build it out. Yeah, there is. It seems like it has this like second little thing behind its ear there. It's kind of interesting. So I suppose that's also distinctive. I don't think that weasels have that. Okay, and then we got just this. This nose is really just barely coming out here. Actually, I feel like I've done too much on it. A little bit to that there, and then there's kind of... Oh yeah, actually I think I had about the right angle on it. I didn't need to push it back so much, but the thing is that the neck is extending a little bit below this line here. And that's going up like that. It's actually way bigger going up there. I'm gonna... Right, so he's got his eyes kind of... This one has kind of a inquisitive look. He reminds me of the meme ceiling cat. Yeah, I know how that is. Lucy, tracking two streams can be challenging, and obviously there's going to be a lot to follow on Kitslam's side. That eye looks actually a little too small now. I see it there. Alright, so he's got this body kind of going up there. He's got kind of like a little paw going there. There's this branch, probably needs to be indicated. And then a little bit of his heels, there's sort of behind part of his leg there, and then we've got this tail coming down. Boy, it really looks like a cat in mine, but we'll fix that. All right. Yeah, so if he's sort of like the Pine Marten version of Ceiling Cat, what emotion should I be emphasizing? I don't know, like Ceiling Cat looks kind of like, what is he? He's kind of inquisitive, but kind of also like superior. He's got kind of this like he's all seeing, looking down on you a little bit. Well, obviously, literally looking down on you. But no, I mean that Ceiling Cat, he kind of looks like he's judging a little bit. He's up there in the realm of cats, spying down on you. Now, literally, this thing's probably, what might he be doing? Spying out his dinner or something? I think this actually needs to come over quite a bit more. It's important to remember I need to correct my lines as I go. I'm not just trying to repeat the same thing I drew before. I want to make sure that I'm making adjustments. Otherwise, I might as well have just done it in one pass, which I do sometimes on here. I am going to take the time to do the first drawing. I should make changes as I go. Yeah, curiosity, I think that's right. Curiosity, it might be a little alarm, a little bit of alarm to it. I can imagine him being in kind of a slightly dangerous situation here, and he's kind of scouting it out. There we go. They are interesting characters. I hear that one of the prizes that you get, part of the award of winning the contest part of it, which I think is just, it's just judged. There's like sort of a group review, and the person that wins it, they get to choose the animal for the next month, I think. So that's interesting. You have to think of, I'll have to find out for sure if that's the case, and if once I know how that works, I think I'll want to prepare by picking out an animal kind of in advance, right? Not that I expect to win this time, but hopefully if I keep doing it every month, I may win eventually, and want to have that ready to go. So I have to make sure I find out what the criteria is, if they have to be endangered, or if it was just the people who were using it before happened to be trying to highlight an endangered animal with their pick. Actually, the tree is right there. Alright, so he's got his little paw going over there. There we go. I think he's just about done. I gotta do that tail. All right. Oh, I should probably do the might as well fill that in. Try to see if I can get that highlight going. Likewise with this one. Let's see. With this one right here. There's a lot going on in that one's eyes. Oops. Okay. All right. Not gonna go too far on that. All right, let's see what we got next. This one's kind of interesting with them peering out of the hole. All right. Usually I try to do about maybe 4 to 6 of these. Although I did the tiger without doing any, but actually no, I did one on the tiger. That's not true. I did one on the tiger. Was it the bat? No, I did some on the bat too. So I did one on the tiger, and I did. So that it was a little light on the tiger. But yeah, a big part of the idea is to do a warm up. Most things that involve skill, especially muscle memory, a warm up is good. And also, I find that by doing the drawing, the same drawing multiple times, like usually one of these images that I'm using here will end up being the subject, the same one that I'm going to do large. So I do the same drawing at least twice, and of course I'm drawing the same animal a number of times, so I can kind of identify what are those characteristic details. But by doing the same drawing multiple times, it's partly a deal of practicing, but it's also sort of committing, like essentially I'm practicing, I'm committing to committing some of the drawing to memory, some of what I'm seeing to memory, so I'm sort of building a bit of a visual Rolodex of the character. Boy, that thing's looking like a cat again to me in mine. That's alright though, I'll correct it. I think it's a little taller than what I'm doing, so I probably need to bring that up there a bit. I don't know why it looks like it has a mouth across there. It's a little weird. Well, the nose I think is too high. That's probably the problem. Also, I think the other thing is, like, if you're drawing something just once, then you're not going to have the chance to master it to be able to get to the place where I'd hope to get is to where I can actually, that when I draw it, boy, yeah, that nose is way too high. So I'm doing the final piece, that I can not only get it accurate, capture it accurately, but that I want to kind of go beyond accuracy to emphasizing the qualities of the image that are speaking to me, or what I find to be interesting or characteristic about it. To not just draw it, in the right proportions, but to be able to distort its proportions to emphasize the way I'm experiencing it, or to bring out perhaps what I see that's interesting in it. And I'm probably not going to be able to do that in my first go on it. I need a little, not just the warm-up to do it, but I need the practice, basically. And drawing the same thing multiple times gives me that practice. This one is interesting, the way it's peering out of this hole. I guess I wonder if that's where they live, if they live in holes in trees. I wonder how many trees you can really borrow that much of a home into it. I mean, it seems like a common thing that you see in pictures of the wild, but I haven't seen a lot of them myself. I guess he must have dug that out himself. These little claws also seem fairly characteristic from one image to the next. He's also got the, actually, let's see, the tree itself ends over about where his nose is, and then this is just kind of a break in the bark that's coming through here. Might be the bark that he stripped off when he went to make his little home there. So see, there's kind of something going on in there. These lines are interesting. They look a little bit, they kind of indicate, I interpret them a little bit like surprise, even though it's just the shape of its head. But it does make it look a little surprised, like its eyebrows are going straight up. They also look kind of, if you see them more from the side, they look a little bit more menacing, like he's got a really sharp frown going on. I'd say that this guy has sort of a similar emotion to what I'm seeing here. He's kind of peering, kind of curious, trying to check out what's going on. Like I imagine he probably is hearing a fight. Some other animals are fighting. He's looking out to see if he's going to be okay. Or he's probably checking out the cameraman. The cameraman's probably freaking him out. It's wild human animals. And over here, I tend to start with the eyes. I know a lot of artists do that. I think I do it because I want to sort of find the emotional center of the image and then build out from there. I feel like it's kind of like the foundation of the drawing to capture the feeling. And some people I've seen, they'll go from the outside in, and that allows them, when they get, you know, to the end, they sort of save the most important detail for last. And that certainly makes sure that you're definitely warmed up by the time you do the most important detail. But instead of doing that, I do the warm-up drawings. A little bit of a bridge to his nose here. A little bit of a highlight on it there. I don't know if... Let's see. I think it's starting to kind of get away from that cat-like appearance that my sketch initially seemed to have. Can't quite tell what's happening under the mouth here. I think that's all just its upper lip. There seems to be kind of an indication there, but I don't think that is actually where the mouth is. I think the mouth is down here. So that's one thing I do, is I try to think about what I'm drawing and make sure I understand what I'm drawing. Or at least ponder it. So whatever I do is my best guess at it anyway. I think the nature of these whiskers kind of distinguish it from a cat somewhat, so that's good. Alright, now we got the neck, which I think is probably the most significant detail that tells you it's a pine marten. It's kind of like it has a white little beard or something going down, run down into its chest. Right, this here kind of goes straight down, it looks like, up to there. Here we have some of these, the fur from the edges of it going like that. It's a little bit of a indent to its eye there. Alright, gotta get a little more going on with this ear. So yeah, these are sort of, I'm actually really treating these sort of a combination of warm-up drawings and studies. Which, like, if you've been to figure drawing, they usually do a series of warm-up drawings there. And if you see people working on like a lot of the masters from the Renaissance and Pre-Raphaelites and some of the greats a long time ago, you'd see that they had lots of studies that would lead up to their painting. They wouldn't just sit down and paint. They would do a lot of studies, like John Singer Sargent and all of them. I was trying to remember his name on one of these previous sessions, and I couldn't remember it for the life of me, but I've got it. John Singer Sargent. He's one of my favorites. I think I've got that a little too high, but I'll go ahead and pencil it in because I'm just running out of space down here anyway. Doesn't matter. I'll just move it down a little bit. Let's see. That detail there should be proportional up to the distance from his nose to his chin. Oh, actually, that's about right. Actually, it is a tad high, but just a bit, just a very small amount. It's important to take measurements and make corrections as you go if you want to have some accuracy. I'd say when it comes to doing drawings that are based on reference, if you're trying to approach any level of realism, accuracy is an important quality to build on. It's not the whole thing. You're not just trying to be accurate. There's more to it. But that's it's one of the foundations. Okay, I think that's good for now. So we've got 3 drawings of the pine marten to start. I'm going to keep going, try to get warmed up here. Let's see what we got. What we got next. I like this one. It's a little too bright though for, I don't think I'll be able to do that much with it. This one too has the totally white head. It's interesting, but it's also a little ferocious. Both of these, I don't think they quite have the character that I'm looking for. I like this one. He's got curiosity and yeah. Okay, now pull this out of the way here. This looks like it was based on that image up above with the all white head. I think this is actually created in I don't know, it looks like it's on fabric or something. Like maybe somebody sewed it. I don't know, it doesn't quite look like sewing though. I think it's probably a painting on canvas. I think that's what it is. This is interesting though. Go ahead and give that one a shot. Sharpen my pencil. I'm using the blue pencil first because I'm going to pull this around so it's not quite in the way so much. I use the blue pencil to force myself to take very distinct two passes on it. The first pass is partly about construction about it, the construction lines, and partly about trying to find, it's kind of interesting the way he has his hands hanging down there. Noticing that from drawing more of the body in this one. So it's partly about finding construction lines and partly about identifying the key features. Kind of try to do both of those in the construction pass, or the blue, the underdrawing. Sometimes I call it the underdrawing. If I was doing, if I was working on like expensive board or something, I would probably do this drawing and then transfer it to the larger, to the nice board. And then after I'd transferred it, then I would do all the details over the transfer. So that'd kind of give me the same number of passes, and it'd help me to avoid having a lot of, there's no erasing to be done when you use a transfer. He's got these oh, you can't really see that because let's see. I'll just have to hurry up and get to but there's sort of these claws. The claws are pretty distinctive on these guys. And these hands, the way he's kind of got them down there is also very distinctive. This one also has that sort of curiosity, that look of curiosity that I was identifying before. This S shape is interesting. So this is definitely a contender for the drawing I'm going to be doing, but because it's on black and this is the main shape you'd be seeing, there isn't that much. I mean, that'll be the case in either of them, that you're mostly be looking at this, but I feel like there isn't that much of the other details to build on here. But it is looking pretty good. I like this one. This S shape is definitely interesting. Oh, you still can't see it because I'm still, there you go. this little muzzle portion right here is interesting. I haven't really gotten a good look at that from the other angles. He's got kind of those dots there, and he's got the kind of the back of his skull is indicated there a little bit. So you want to get that. There's some there, some here. We want to get the way his fur is kind of tufting there. All right, so that'll do. His little feet come down here. He's got some sort of grass coming out that way. It's a piece of grass that's actually a lot closer than he is. It's like, or is that maybe a weed? It's flowering. He's standing by a tree. Anyway, he's going back behind there, and these feet are pretty distinctive the way they're kind of poking out there. All right. I think he's got a little bit of that appearance of innocence like the bat had that I find kind of interesting. He's got a little bit of a sternness though to that little indication in his brow. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to fill it in, look at it a little bit about in terms of the detail. Wonder if this line needs to come up a little bit maybe. I want to make sure I make some corrections as I go. Some of those features remind me a bit of the Tasmanian devil. Not exactly the same, but they're a lot of details in common. They're sort of the same. It must be in the same family, not the exact same family, but whatever you forget what the classes of animals are, but maybe it's class or genome. I don't know. Okay, so one thing I'm seeing is I had his ear there going up above it, and that's not the case at all. This ear just goes right down like that. And then this ear here actually comes, it actually stops about there. And there's this stuff going on in here. So it's really interesting what's happening with this little, has this like flap behind the ear. I don't think I've ever seen that in another animal. But that's distinctive to the pine marten. Just a little bit of the fur going up there. Now let's see, is the position of the eye right? I think the eye is a little too big in mine. So I'm gonna bring it down. And reshape it there, but oh, hey, Lulu's back. How are things going over on Kit Slam's channel there, Lulu? I'm sure you guys are having a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun going on over there. Oh my goodness. Wow. Welcome. Welcome everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome Raiders. Here, I'm gonna use my my Kit Slam. Welcome, Slam fam. It's good to have you guys joining. I'll give you the quick rundown of what I'm up to. It's a Slam raid. So I am working on a Pine Marten. Tikiwa. Yeah, thanks for joining. So what I'm working on, I'll show you really quick. I'm in the fauna focus group. This was started by, this is actually a team on Twitch, and so we just draw the same subject each week. So sort of like what I did earlier in the week. Hi, I'm Shav. Welcome. Bruce Wayne's in the house. Oh, thanks for following my Instagram. Also, Haiku Dave knows about the Martens. Yeah, they look a lot like weasels. And last month we did the Tasmanian Devil, which had some features sort of in common with it as well. Yeah, so what I'm doing here, I'll show you real quick. I do a series of warm-up drawings first. These are some of the warm-up drawings I've been doing of different Pine Martens. And then I'm sure a few of you, thanks for the follow, I'm Shav. Much appreciated. So what I'm doing is I'm warming up, and then I'm going to do one of these drawings, which is going to be charcoal, white charcoal on black, similar to, you probably seen Kit Slam was doing the tiger earlier this week on black. He did the mantis shrimp, and also the here's the tiger that I did from the same subject that he was doing. So I did this actually as a I did that as sort of a co-stream. So at the same time that that Kit Slam was working on his, I was in another feed, and you could actually go on multi-stream and see us both sort of working at the same time on the same thing in our own ways. So let's see, trying to keep up on the conversation here. Oh, I missed that one. Oh, welcome, Cac. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate the follow. Oh, the bat one, thanks. Yeah, and this one, of the drawings I've done so far. Oh, thanks for the follow, Bruce Wayne. Good to have you in the crew. Huh. Yeah, so where we were trying to do sort of in real time something similar to what the Fauna Focus group does. Fauna Focus does it over the course of a month. Anyone can draw any image that they like of the topic of the animal that's chosen. Let's see, I'm falling a little bit behind. So Lucy said, "Cac, you're everywhere." Welcome. Thanks for the follow, Gherkin Merkin. It's great to have you join us. I've lost ours in the eye. Oh, thanks for the follow, Haiku Dave. It's great to see some familiar names from Kit Slam's channel following. So let's see, where was I? Want to keep up on the chat a bit. Haiku Dave, I did a report on Tasmanian devils in elementary school because of Taz. Yeah, they're interesting. They look quite a bit different from the cartoon, and it's kind of sad. They have a form of they're afflicted with a kind of cancer that gives them these tumors all over their face now. It's part of, I think, why they're endangered. So yeah, tigers too. Cac, you're everywhere. Nice artwork. Thanks, Mrs. Kitten. And M. Shav said, how do you like these mechanical pencils? I've been meaning to purchase them. I really like these mechanical pencils, actually. The grip on this is really nice. I don't know if you can tell, but those little bubbles there are kind of a rubber, and then you have the this metal. So yeah, it has a really good grip. Feels really nice. I prefer drawing with mechanical pencils because they're always sharp. 8 more to go. So many followers. Oh my! I must be. Yeah, I'm closing in on 50. So once I get to 50 followers, I will. If I can just keep going for the following month on all the other stats, I think I'll be getting the affiliate status. That'll be fun. So the direction of these hands is kind of interesting. Good job following, Pickle Dave. It takes. So what was I? It's like it is that. Like is that my wife? Lol Tikiwa. Lol, thanks Lulu. It's great for small areas. The color pencils are. Then Haiku said, well, poor Tikiwa. Yes, our standards are changing. Eek. So close to 50. I'm getting there. It was funny when I first started. After the first few streams, I thought, oh, 50, that seems impossible. But didn't realize how quickly things move along here, and how quickly you can get a community just hanging out and enjoying the company of the following streamers. Thanks, Tiny Pachyderm, for following. Welcome to the channel. Oh, my cameras. There we go. Just need to turn it away a little bit so you guys can see. It's great having a bunch of new followers. It's definitely more fun with company on here. Haiku Dave said at Subcreation, the thing about Tikiwa today is that he accidentally unfollowed Kitslam, so now he's no longer the #1 follower. That's funny. I'm pretty sure I still am the bit leader on both of their channels. The 8-ball told me that I was not going to win that battle, but I think the status of the 8-ball's fortune telling is highly in question until somebody starts bringing the bits. Goal to 50 by today. You think so, Lulu? That would be exciting. It could happen. It seems like this lamp is just, you know, is washing out my image more than. Like, I need a little bit more light to be able to see to draw, but this camera needs less light. Bring the bits for the 8-ball. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are leaving the 8-ball hanging. It made a bold prediction. And everyone was just like, oh, okay. I guess the 8-ball knows, but it doesn't know. No. Lulu sure loves to stream eating bananas and dancing to Ricky Martin. No. I can screaming to get more people coming. 8-ball. Is what I said true? Oh, I'm sorry, but I actually don't have a Nightbot turned on. I should have done that today. I had a list of things to do, and that was on it. But I'll just have to play in. I'll stand in for 8-Ball. That's what I said. True. Actually, I didn't follow well enough to do that. Somebody else will have to be assigned as the 8-Ball then. Okay, so I just need to do this neck portion in here, and then I can move on to the next drawing. It's a little bit of a brow right there. Take you a while. No cucumber pickle Dave. It's drunk again. Is Lulu being the 8-Ball there? Trickle Drave. I was more making a joke. 8-Ball says, can't answer now. Haiku Dave. Hug Lulu. It's okay. Still be your friends. Yeah, those are the chat rules. Have to be friends. No. Yes, we know you live to joke. Love. Have you ever tried to draw like comic book characters? Are you asking me, Bruce Wayne, if I've drawn comic characters? It's been a while since I did comic characters. I was really into comics as a kid, and I drew lots of like the Superman, Batman, Punisher, Terminator, which wasn't exactly it was a comic that I collected, but not something people usually identify as a comic. Lulu. Reader. 13 is my favorite. Primus. Oh, that's the Pretzel Rocks. Still trying to maintain its place as my chat leader. Now, be nice. Okay, right over here. All right, I think those are I was kind of missing it's a little bit of an indication of this foot over here that I think kind of gives you a bit of the sense of its pose. But besides that, all right. It looks like my camera is adjusting. I gotta fix that really quick. It just drives me nuts. My overhead sometimes starts doing, nope, it's not. I was imagining it. Sometimes it starts auto-focusing, which really means auto-defocusing. All right, so that's that one. Maybe you guys can help me figure out which one to draw next. Let's see, I've drawn that guy, I drew this guy, I drew him, and I just now drew that one. This probably wouldn't be possible to get your input on without a poll. I think this is probably the one I'm going to do next. And real quick over here, I gotta check something real quick. Let's see, what did I miss? Bruce Wayne equals Batman. Now don't give away his secret identity, that's I want that little angry faced dude. Oh, Tiny Pachyderm suggested one. Let's go back and see. One of them looks pretty angry. I think, is this the one? Because he looks pretty, I think he's the angriest of them all. I'm gonna look through them all and try to pick the one that I think is. That guy also looks kind of angry. They all look kind of like bitter old men. Yeah, I think we must be talking about either this guy or that guy. I'm gonna go with him because he's got the most emotion going on here. That one. All right. I hope that one is that one. Yeah, the fangs make the drawing. Yeah. Really quick, I gotta. Oops. All right. So what I try to do. Oh, that is it. Okay. What I try to do is 2 passes at the drawing. So I do one in. Which one am I gonna do in charcoal, Catlin? I haven't decided yet. It does kind of depend on how. Oops, I lost my pencil. My eraser. Oh, where did it go? I've completely lost it. Nope, lost it. Oh, there it is. It's across the room. Can't lose the gummy eraser. Alright, so what did I miss? Is Midnight would love this creature. His face is also an interesting angle. Yeah, I think it is one of the more interesting angles. Where, oh, then I lost the pencil. Alright. I think the only thing is, well, it seems like there are 2 types of these I've noticed from doing all the different sketches. There's the ones that have the white heads, and then there are ones that have the white necks. And since I'm drawing in white, I'm going to need the most sort of distinctive variety happening in white. It's got that little ear thing going on, that strange little ear thing. Let's see. She would want him wearing a coat while sitting in a boat, of course. Of course. Yes, of course. Next to a goat. This is kind of interesting, the first one where I can really see that he's got kind of like a cheek or like a tuft, sort of a round tuft where a fox sort of has a sharp tuft of fur right there. Let's see, so his nose here. I think this probably is the most interesting angle I've seen so far. It's just, my only concern about the image is the this being just such a solid white. I'd be spending all my time pretty much just drawing fur at pretty much the same level of intensity all the way around there. That could be interesting because they'll end up having a lot of texture, but it also concerns me that there'd be a lot of work just on texture. But we'll see, it might be the way to go. Let's see. These pencil grips don't seem so fancy anymore, huh? We only need 5 more followers. That's still quite a lot for one night. And I'll be happy just making the progress we made so far. I feel like this is a little too far over. That eye is kind of in the wrong place. I usually don't try to correct my construction drawing. I usually try to just correct it in the next pass, but if it's far enough off, I will correct it. Okay, so this eye really belongs like directly over the nose. I think this